Before the conclave began, the scarlet-clad men made their way from their residence at Casa Santa Marta to the Sistine Chapel. Each of them swore to an oath of secrecy. The master of pontifical liturgical celebrations called out extra omnes, meaning everyone out. All those present except the cardinal electors and a handful of officials and doctors left, and the doors are locked. There were no speeches or debate inside the chapel. The first vote began on Wednesday. Thereafter, 4 votes will be held each day until one candidate reaches a 2/3 majority. In the coming days of the conclave, it will start with a mass. The cardinal electors will break for lunch at about 12:30 p.m., returning to the chapel for more rounds of voting. The cardinals will recite Vesper together at the end of the day's proceedings and then return to the Santa Marta guest house for dinner. If there is no result after 3 days, cardinals can take a rest day for prayer and reflection. The voting system begins with each cardinal allocated a desk on which he sits, a pen, and a pile of ballot papers with the words Eligo in Summum Pontificem, I elect a supreme pontiff, printed at the top. They write their preferred name, fold the paper in half and place it in a bronze urn. The ballot papers are counted and recounted before being threaded, with a needle piercing the word Eligo into a bundle. The papers are burned in a stove. If there is no result, chemicals are added to make the smoke black. If there is a successful candidate, the chemicals turn the smoke white. The smoke travels through a flue that leads to a chimney installed on the roof. When white smoke emerges from the chimney, bells will also be rung, signaling to the crowds outside that Habemus Papam, we have a Pope. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
And still on that, the Dean of the College of Cardinals, Giovanni Battista Re, has urged his prayers to maintain church unity in the choice of a new pontiff. This was during a special mass celebrated at the Vatican before conclave to elect the new pope. Let's hear from Ekene Indulue.
Cardinals from around the world arrived for a special mass at St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican ahead of the conclave to elect a new pope. The mass, presided over by the Dean of the College of Cardinals, Giovanni Battista Re, is the last rite celebrated publicly before the cardinals are locked in to choose a successor to Pope Francis. Cardinal Battista Re urged his peers to choose someone able to protect the Catholic Church's unity. This is also a strong call to maintain the unity of the Church on the path traced out by Christ to the apostles. Visibly among the cardinals from Nigeria is Francis Cardinal Arinze, who during the prayer of the faithful called on the Blessed Virgin Mary and all the saints for their intercession. The cardinals will walk to the Sistine Chapel to cast their votes beneath the famous Renaissance frescoes. Once cardinals enter the chapel around 5:30 p.m., they will have no communication with the outside world until a new pope is elected. This marks the beginning of the conclave, which is derived from a Latin word meaning locked with key. If one candidate does not receive a 2/3 majority vote, another election is held. This process is repeated until one candidate has received the necessary votes. After the first vote later today, smoke will emerge from the Sistine Chapel chimney. Black smoke means more voting will take place tomorrow. White means we have a new pope. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.